How's it going, everyone? Semper Cogiter here. I just want to give my quick thoughts on something that a lot of I hear from a lot of religious people. They always say, you know, how can something come from nothing, or nothing, or something can't come from nothing. Just generally things along that lines, trying to prove the existence of God, saying that since something can't come from nothing, then there must be a creator or something to I guess, create everything that we know, the universe and such. But I don't know. I guess I have an issue with that. For one, we don't really have any example of nothing. So to say, to say that something can't come from nothing, I think people are reaching a little bit there. Like I said, we literally don't have any example of nothing. I mean, just do something real quick for me. Hold up your hands about like a foot apart. And I mean, is the space in between your hand, is that what you consider nothing? Like, because that's not an example of nothing. There's actually quite a few things that's going on inside the space in between your hands. I mean, you got air going in through there. I'm sure there's some dust floating around, but getting a little bit even smaller. I mean, there's light particles going through your hands. There's a color. I mean, obviously, whatever the color of the background is behind your hands is there, but also just the color of clear, like the color of air, I guess. Yeah, it has like a clear color, you can see right through it. Clear is a color, that's something. Just the very fact that there's space there to hold your hands a foot apart is something. I mean, that's not nothing. Nothing is literally exactly, I mean, it's exactly how it sounds. It's the absence of literally anything and everything that you can possibly think of. So that means things like, we'll just start big. It means the absence of rocks, water, grass, colors, green, black, clear, like I said, wouldn't be around. Then even getting even smaller, there wouldn't be light, darkness. There wouldn't be atoms, photons, neurons. There wouldn't be anything like that. There wouldn't be, space in general. Like you wouldn't be able to move anywhere because space wouldn't be a thing. I mean, and then there literally wouldn't be any laws or just basic laws to the universe, like the law of gravity, the law of motion. None of that stuff would be around. I mean, even a law constitutes as something for which nothing would be around because there's nothing. So you can't even have any laws in the nothing because, I mean, there can't be anything there. So my whole thing is, since literally nothing can exist in the state of nothingness, up to and including, but not limited to, all the laws of the universe. Why can't something like the universe come from that nothing? What would be there to stop it from happening? Since literally no laws are governing this state of nothingness. Telling it what to do. What it can do, what it can't do. Why could the universe not come into existence from that? Just as easily a 20,000 foot pink banana could have just popped out of nowhere, simply for the reason that why not? Why couldn't it happen? What was there to stop that 20,000 foot pink banana from just popping out of nowhere? The the answer to that is there's nothing there to stop it from happening. So why couldn't it happen? And the same goes for the creation of the universe, or whatever. Maybe it was the very small point, the very small densely packed point that exploded into the universe. Whatever you want it to be, popped in from that nothingness. And I know what you're gonna say, that oh, if nothing was there to stop it, then what was the catalyst? What was the driving force behind the nothingness, and then all of a sudden just popping out of the universe, popping out of nowhere? I mean, nothing was the catalyst, but that's the whole point. I mean, nothing was particularly driving the universe from being created, but again, nothing was there to stop it from happening either. So, I mean, it's there's no reason why there's no real reason why it couldn't have happened, but there's also no reason why it did happen. Is what I'm trying to say. There's no catalyst to it. The nothingness didn't just be like, oh shit, universe. Like, the universe wasn't just like, or the state of nothingness wasn't just like, one day just like, I think I'm gonna create a universe today. No, it just happened out of nowhere, because why not? There's no driving force behind it, but there was also nothing that had stopped it from happening. I mean, the best way I can describe it is it was just complete random chance. I mean, even that really isn't a good way to describe it, because it really wasn't random chance. It just happened, but it's the best way I can describe it from happening. It just happened for no particular reason, and I think that's the main thing religious people don't like. They don't like things not having a reason behind them. So they insert whatever God that they believe in, to give things meaning. But I don't think everything that happens in our universe needs a reason. Not per se, anyway. But and I think the whole just implement the whole religious people putting a God in there to try to explain the creation of the universe. I think all they're doing is they're just basically adding a buffer zone in between themselves and the question. So they have the question, what created the universe, and then it's like, oh, it must have been a God. But then the question arises, what created the God then? I mean, all you're doing is you're just adding another layer to the question that, it doesn't really answer the question. It just adds another aspect to the question. But then the religious people will say, oh, the God is he's eternal. He has no beginning or no end. It's like, well, that's kind of a cop out. Why, if you're totally fine with God being the eternal entity, then why can't the universe be the eternal entity? Why does God get to be why does God get to be the thing that doesn't have a beginning, but the universe can't be that thing? Why does the universe need to have a beginning, but your God doesn't need to have a beginning? It just doesn't make any sense to me, why people think that. Like I said, I think all they're doing is just adding a buffer in between themselves and the question, just to try to mask the basically just to try to give a reason for something that doesn't have a reason. Like I said, the creation of the universe from nothing, if that's indeed what happened, it wouldn't have a reason. It just happened. But I think that is something that scares people, that things don't have meaning behind them. So they don't like that answer. But anyway, I'd love to know what you guys' thoughts are on this. If you think I'm onto something here, or if you think I'm a total idiot, by all means, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm really interested in what you guys think of my little theory here. This is a theory that I don't know. I came up with this theory about, I don't know. It was probably around a year or two ago. I was, just watching a whole bunch of videos of, just different religious debates, between like a religious person and an atheist, or just different videos on religion. I was just watching a whole bunch of different stuff, and it seemed like in every video there'd be some religious guy say, something can't come from nothing, so therefore God must exist. And I always thought it was a little bit weird, because why couldn't something come from nothing? A, and B, we don't have any example of nothing, so how can you say that? You've never tested to see if something can come from nothing, because we have no example of nothing, and we never will ever again. And along with the whole eternal thing, technically the universe still, even if the universe came from nothing, technically the universe still could be considered eternal, because along with the creation of the universe, time would have been created. So, because, again, in the state of nothingness, not even time can exist, because time is something, so it can't exist. So it would have been created along with the universe. So scientists, if they had just amazing capabilities. They could trace the universe back all the way to, the 0.000 onto, infinity zeros second, but they would never get to the exact point the universe was created, because they would cross the threshold between something and nothing, and you can't measure nothing because nothing was there, and time didn't exist, so you wouldn't be able to measure it anymore. So they would never actually get to the precise moment the universe was created. They get very, very, very close, but they wouldn't get to that exact point. So technically speaking, the universe would be eternal in that respect. But again, it's just a technet. I mean, it wouldn't really be eternal. It would just technically be eternal because time was created along with the universe from the state of nothingness. But still, technically, it would be eternal. So, but anyway, like I said, I'd love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on this. If you want to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate that. I'm thinking of making a whole bunch more videos on various different topics here. So, if you're interested in this one, if you had something, if you thought I had a good idea or a good point, maybe you'll think I have a good idea on something else too. So stay tuned for my other videos. And again, just leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think. Even if you thought I was dumb, just leave a comment saying, "Hey, you're an idiot." I won't hold it against you. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.